Alright. Let me know when it's good.
Yep. Whenever you're ready to go.
Alright, so, where we left off, y'all had just been arrested and started led to the prison. And Barugur went to see Roland. Roland told him, in addition to the fact that the script K had changed, Roland told him that he was the one that reported the players and turned them in. And he also has already bribed the justices and judges to have them released as innocent. What, Pyro?
I said I returned.
Okay, so I just updated where you all left off, and continuing from that, so y'all left off there. From there, we will cut away from K. Roland and the answers that you desire, and to the players. So you are led to this medium-sized jailhouse, a police precinct, but not really police, more like town guards. As you enter, there are about 5 tables around. 4 of them have police officers, or not police officers, town guards at them, that sit you down. Gale and Hawthorn are the only ones here that are in the jail, so I will speak to them. Hawthorn, you are led to one of the tables that has a burly dwarf at it, and the dwarf slides a piece of paper over to you and says, "This is a standard contract to not cast magic while you are in the jail. This allows us to better deal with people who are trying to escape. If you're turning yourself in willingly, I don't suppose that you'll probably have any actual desire to cast spells to try and escape, but just in case, gotta do the paperwork. So if you could just read over this and sign it, that'd be good."
I'll read over it.
Alright, it is a contract. Same thing happens with Gale, but with a slender elf lady.
Alright.
Then the contract itself is written in green text, in common, and reads something along the lines of, you won't use spells, you won't cast any magic, and the penalty for trying to is having your mouth shut.
Having my mouth what?
It says, upon, what's the term for it? Upon disobedience to this contract, the contract will be terminated and your mouth will be shut.
Does it say how?
Yeah,
does not.
How? Alright. Is there any fine print?
Both of the town guards hand you pens, ink pens, and ink wells. The ink wells are red.
Is there any fine print to be noticed?
Yeah.
There is not. It's a rather clear and outlined contract, except for that last line, which doesn't specify how your mouth would be shut.
Alright.
So how exactly would you shut someone's mouth?
It's just standard procedure, ma'am.
I don't know the standard procedure. How does that happen?
Well, essentially how it works is you sign that contract. I think I've only ever seen someone actually have this happen once, but you sign that contract, and if you try to cast magic after signing that contract, it will stop you from casting magic, is essentially what it does. I mean, you're free to try. I don't believe that it would be worth it, but you're free to. So.
No, I was just wondering. And she dips her own.
Or
Say again?
Asking whichever guard's in front of me, is the shutting of one's mouth in lieu of like a silent spell, or is it something like physical, like stitches or something, or?
I don't entirely know the details of that. I'm kind of new here.
All right.
You don't plan on, like, trying though, right?
I do not know. As I am turning myself in.
It shouldn't really matter.
All right. I suppose I'll go ahead and sign it then.
All right, as you, Pyro, you were saying something about signing as well.
Hawthorn does what she typically goes to do when she writes things in her own claw on the inkwell, and then signs into Kaj.
Okay. Make a perception check as you dip your claw into the inkwell.
Okay. Hawthorn dies, I haven't used these in so long!
Excuse me.
Oh! Okay. Fun. Cheat. Nope, shut up, lo-fi music. You said perception?
Yes.
13.
Alright, so you do not seem to notice anything as you dip your claw into the well. As you all both sign the contracts, whenever you finish signing, you notice your name glow a little bit brighter for a moment, and then the entire contract roll up on its own. The guards beside you both grab the contracts and walk over to a small waste basket by the door and place them upright in it, along with there are about 5 others that are in it. Seems to be just a storage location, not an actual trash can. And as they do that, they put them up, walk back over to you, and then say, "Follow us." They lead you to the entrance that walks downwards into the dungeon, which is the prison. And they open the door, tell you to walk down. At the end of the staircase is a man, just a plain human, who kind of waves at y'all. Come on down.
Go and follow the orders.
Yep, I'm not resisting.
Alright.
And are we together, are Hawthorn and Gale together or separate at the moment?
All of y'all are together, yes.
Okay.
The man says, so the way this dungeon seems to work, the way that it has been told to me and explained to me over the years, is essentially there aren't prison cells, there aren't individual rooms. This is just one large prison. But it was designed in such a way that once you go in, it is incredibly difficult to get back out. Some architect did a good job with making like a maze or something, or some magical effect. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but it's hard to get back out. So as you can see, I have a rope tied to my foot. I can get back to the start following the rope. So my job is to lead y'all out into the maze, and then once y'all are sufficiently in there, I will head back using the rope. Once a day, I will walk through the maze, making a lot of noise, welcoming people to find me, and I will give them food. You will be able to hear that. I traverse pretty much for 3 to 5 hours a day doing it. So I reach pretty much every person in the maze that wants food will hear me and get food.
All right.
I or some other guard will do that every day. So you will have food, you will have water, you will be able to be sustained. When it is time for your trial, the same process will happen, but we will guide you back to the start following the rope. There are windows sporadically through the place that are up at the very ceiling. Excuse me.
Bless you.
The way those windows work, just in case you are curious, the windows do not let light in whatsoever. So it is incredibly dark to navigate. You don't get blinded by the sun whenever the sun hits any angle. You don't have any of that issue. And you also can't see if anyone is out there watching you, laughing at you, etc., etc. The way it works for people on the outside is because it doesn't let any light through. Obviously, it's going to be dark. The way it works for them is it filters everything that passes through that into a higher intensity of light, so they can see anything that goes on in the dungeon. You cannot see anything that goes on outside.
Interesting.
If you're trying to skip through these windows, don't. And if someone tries to get in through the windows, don't. Is the general policy. Obviously, there are going to be people who try, and we let you all figure out what happens if you do try, because we want to give you more information about how to escape. So, just don't.
Makes
That,
sense.
if you'll follow me.
Alright.
And as you are led through the maze, if you want to keep track of where you are and not get lost, like in the maze, then I want you to make a survival check with disadvantage.
I suppose I'm
Yeah, Hawthorn's gonna try anyway. Just quietly to herself, she's gonna try to take notice of like little chips on the wall or something.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh. Ow.
pretty low.
Love that sound.
I got an 18 and then a 3. Yeah, she doesn't do that.
Yep, nope. You keep track of chips in the wall, and then you pass by like 3 more chips, and then you pass by a chip that you thought was the first chip, but you just went in completely separate directions, so there's no way that should have been able to be there.
Alright, that's a total of 12 for me. I don't know much of anything though.
Very similar thing with you. You're able to keep track a little bit better. You make a little bit more sense out of things. But at some point, you do end up losing your train of thought, losing the track. The guard asks you a question about what you did to get in here, and just kind of throws off your rhythm for a moment, and that's all it takes for you to just lose it all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so y'all are both lost. After a bit, the guard kind of gauges y'all and is like, y'all know where you are?
Not really.
Seems the dungeon serves its purpose.
Gale?
Yeah, that is its purpose now, so.
Yeah. Well, I will leave y'all here then. Do not follow me. If you follow me, don't. A common phrase in this dungeon is, if you're going to try to, don't. You'll learn in time. But, anyways, yeah, I'll head back now. Food will come in a few hours, and then another several hours, and then again, and again, and again. And that's how this works. So, good day. He turns around and walks away.
Alright.
What do y'all do once he walks away?
Nothing really. But I like how they didn't even check us for weapons. They were just like, yeah.
You're just not allowed magic, so Gale's useless.
Yeah.
So,
I can't really do
No, go
anything,
ahead.
like, I guess I've got a light crossbow on me, but
Hawthorn's gonna take out her pan flute and just play a little melody.
All right. As you play the pan flute, a small dwarf walks up to you. He looks to be about. He looks like somewhat like a teenager. And he walks up to you and goes, "That's a pretty song.
Ah, thanks.
My name is Theodore." And he sticks out his hand.
You can call me Holly. And she puts out her hand and shakes his.
Oh, nice to meet you. You don't have to stop planning. I just wanted to say hello.
Ah, that's alright. And then after a moment, she'll start playing again.
Alright, he sits there with you. Cut back over to Barracuda and Pyro.
So what do you want?
So, I wanted to say that first so that you didn't come attacking me or anything. Did you notice the sign up front on my door?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, essentially what happened was that pig, whoever that pig, I've heard about him. I know enough about it to know it's a him. Know enough about him to know some about what he does. He chose a random location, which happened to be my house, to change a letter K on an address to be his K, and that was the signal to his people that the plan was going according to plan. So I noticed that K happen. I reached out with my connections. I learned about the situation. There's someone in the dungeon that will give you your lead to the next place you need to go to track this guy down. I know that's what you're trying to do with the adventuring guild. I know that's kind of what you're going for. I wasn't going to interfere at all because I figured it wasn't my business. But then I saw the K there, so I invited you to my place. I wanted to gauge your ability. So that was why I gave you that job. I did not put the ice elemental there, but I knew that there was one. Essentially, I was giving you that job just to see how you did. You did fine. I was going to continue doing things with you and like help you out, but then one of you attacked me, so obviously I wasn't going to do that anymore.
I'm sorry about that, though.
Yeah, it happens. It wasn't you. You actually helped get her away, so that's good.
She's a bit of a brat.
Yeah, but ultimately what I was saying by that was there's an individual in the dungeon who you need to connect with. You need to talk to them, figure out what the plan is, how you can track this guy down. His name is Max, and the guards know him. There's a guard named Arthur. Guard Arthur. He'll go on duty as the food delivery guard tomorrow morning. If you'll send a message along with him, if you can convince him to send a message along with him to give to them, they need to ask him to lead them to Max. He will lead them to Max. Max will talk with them. He's a real friendly guy, so I don't expect any problems to come of that. But have them find Max. Once they find Max, that will be the train to where you need to go. Unfortunately, they will have to stay in jail until their trial, and then they will have to go through their trial, which does waste time. But I couldn't think of another way to get them to see Max. where y'all can communicate. Because as you know, the windows like disintegrate people who try to go through. So it's a really bad idea to try and do that. I thought about that for a while. I was trying to figure out a way of getting around it. Ultimately, the time it would take to try and figure out a way through that would be longer than the time just to go through the trial. So yeah, have them find Max, guard Arthur. The K being gone on my door likely means that he's moved on to the next part of his plan. So, yeah, time to figure out. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. We need to move.
Alright, do you know where I can find this Arthur?
He should be at the barracks. I think he has gate duty tonight before we deliver tomorrow. So if you go to the gate, he'll be at the gate tonight. Or you can get to him, if you can get to him at the barracks before the food delivery today, you have like a couple of hours. If you can convince him by then you could get it today, and that would be even better. It'd be more time to get intro.
Alright, well, thank you, Mr. Pyro. I apologize again for the assault.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not good. No, sorry about just springing this on you. I know that's a big thing to spring on someone, but like I said, we don't have a ton of time. So.
No, we don't.
Yeah. All right. Good luck.
Thank you. And I'm going to leave. I'm going to head straight to the guard barracks.
All right. Yeah, you walk into the barracks. There is an elf at the desk, a male elf who is kind of short and stout, kind of chubby. He's sitting at the desk with a book in front of him, a pen, an inkwell, and a bell on the table. Behind him is Tudos.
I'm just gonna kind of walk up to the desk and stand there politely.
He finishes up the page, turns it, looks up, sees you. How can I help you, sir?
Pardon, I was hoping to meet with a guard named Arthur.
Arthur. He turns around, pulls out a file. Arthur. He's here.
Would it be possible for me to meet with him?
Yeah, 1 second. He dings the bell. A guard comes out of the barrack on the right. Guard comes out of the barrack on the left. He goes, "Can you get Arthur in here for me, please?" The one on the left goes, "Sure thing, boss." The one on the right goes, "Yep." Turns back around. They both go in. After a second, the one on the left comes out with another guard who reaches out his arm, reaches out his hand and goes, "Hey, I'm Arthur," and he is a dwarf.
How are you doing? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. What do you need me for?
I was
coming on duty for a bit, so I haven't done anything wrong. So.
Oh no! I'm here to ask you for a favor.
Okay.
He pulls out a letter that basically. Can we just say that I wrote like a letter real fast that says everything that K. Rowland told me?
Yeah.
Right here, and then like I need you to deliver this. The inmates that the two cats, the bird, and the human.
Okay.
I recently got arrested. I need you to deliver that to them, and then I need you to take them to a prisoner called Max.
Oh, I know Max. What's in the letter?
Just some, it's just, basically there's some, stuff going on that I need to tell them about, and I have no way to tell them, keeping arrested myself.
Okay.
That's not
Considering it's my job to, like, make sure it's secure, do you mind if I open the letter and make sure it's not, like, an escape plan or anything like that?
Oh, no, it's not an escape plan, it's just, there's some information they need to ask Max about that I need to tell them to ask.
Okay, sure thing. I can. Standard delivery fee is 1 gold. This is 1 letter to. I'm just gonna say it's to one of those 4.
Okay.
That way you don't have to pay 4 gold. It's just 1 letter. So it'll be 1 gold.
He's gonna toss 2 gold and 1 for the and 1 for guiding them, I guess.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Good call. Good call. Puts those into his pocket. Takes the letter from you. Says, "I'll get this to them in a couple of hours when I go on food delivery."
I think.
Anything else I can help you with?
No, that should be all for me. Thank you, good stuff. And then I guess I'm gonna just go back to the local area and try and see if I can finish the work on Gale's gauntlets.
Okay, you have 6 more days until anything happens, so you have 6 days of work that you can do.
Yeah, 6 full days will mean I can actually finish.
Yep, so you finish it.
I'll finish in 4 days, but that won't happen until I have 4 more days of full work days that I need to do.
Yeah. So cutting back to the players, in a couple of hours after food delivery happens, and you hear a different voice. You hear a different voice than the one that led you in, calling out, "Food delivery! Food delivery! Food delivery!"
Hawthorn's pants flute playing stops as she looks over to Gale.
"Come and get it!
Guess that's our call.
Yeah, I guess we may go.
Food delivery!
And we'll stand up and start making our way over.
Yeah.
Delivery for food." So you walk up to the guy. The guy goes, 2 cats, a bird, and a human. Y'all know a goat man?
Yeah?
We do.
Alright, this is for you. This is for you. And he hands you a letter. The letter has been opened and already looked at, but otherwise is still completely intact.
Alright. And I read through it.
It's like a brief catch-up of everything that happened with K. Rowland. Probably minus the immense amount, not mentioning the immense amounts of corruption or anything like that we don't want people to just know, but it's like, hey, K. Rowland told me that the person we're after, we can get information on them from a guy named Max. I need you to go ask him. I need you to follow this guard and ask him about K. Also, Gale, your gauntlets will be done in a couple days.
Very cool.
Hey Gale, your gauntlets will be done in a bit.
Sounds good. I'm assuming that was written on the letter he asked Hawthorn?
She'll just pass it to you.
Alright, I'll read it through, get the same information, and very well.
Kuda reaches out for the letter.
We pass. Oh, wait, Kuda.
Kuda can't read.
Kuda reaches out for the letter, gets the letter, looks at it, and goes, "Yeah, I can't read."
Yeah, why'd you hold your hand out?
I don't know, I just wanted Kuda in there. Alright, so you
Hawthorn
have...
softly bonks Kuda on the head.
Hands the letter back.
Don't worry about it, just follow our lead.
So the guard goes, "So I need to lead y'all to..." What was his name? Max. Oh, yeah. Hey, Max. And he points to Theodore behind you. Theodore kind of looks and goes, "Yeah?"
Ah.
And the guard goes, "That's Max." And Theodore goes, "I can explain."
Uh-oh. That was the easiest roll the guard has ever made.
Hawthorn just kind of squints at him and then, raises an eyebrow.
"I can explain."
Better start
I don't
explaining.
really need to explain. My real name is Max. I was just using a fake name. So, I guess I don't really need you to explain.
Oh, there's more to explain.
Okay. What do I need to explain?
We'll talk about it in a moment. Food? Yes?
Yeah. And he walks over, grabs a drumstick and a flask of water. Drinks the water, eats the drumstick.
Hawthorn will go and grab whatever food he has for them.
There's some chicken and there's some bread.
She'll take the chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going
And
with some chicken and bread as well.
She'll try to split with Gale.
Alright.
Alright, well, my job here is done, says the guard, and the guard continues walking. Food delivery! Delivery of food! You see some other inmates kind of walk up and get food as he goes down the hallway.
Yeah.
Then he takes a right.
Right. Alright, back to our little area.
Food delivery.
And she takes careful watch to make sure Max is still following them.
Yep. He is.
Good.
Delivery of food.
And once they get back, and Hawthorn's gonna be eating as she walks.
Okay. Max already finished his meal. So Max is just kind of walking behind y'all.
You said it was a little bit of just a lowdown of what happened with Kay.
Yeah. Just
Did you mention the letter on his door?
I did. I would mention, hey, the letter we saw last time on K. Rowling's door was a fake letter, put there by K.
Good. Right. Well, Max. And
Yeah, you can call me Max, you can call me Theodore, you can call me Teddy, whatever you want to call me.
you've got some explaining to do. Specifically starting with the letter K. And she's going to ready in action to grapple him if he starts to run.
Where he does not. He just goes, hey, where have I heard that? Oh yeah, I got a letter from a K a bit ago. How do y'all know about that?
We're from the guild.
That doesn't answer the question at all. Like, how do y'all know about that?
Well, then we'll answer your question after you answer ours.
Okay.
What was in the letter?
Okay, so we need some background on that first for any of it to make sense. So I was an architect. Okay, so even, how do I start this? Well, okay, so first off, I'm not actually just a teenager. I'm actually like 600, 700 years older. I kind of lost track since I've been in here for so long. A while back, I was cursed with immortality, so I stay young. It sucks. I hate everything about it because it's just puberty, but always, it's awful. You think you're gonna get used to having your body go through changes, and then your body continues going through changes, and the changes start to like fade and reverse, and then go back forward, and it's awful. It's real bad. Anyways. So I was an architect back before I was in prison, when the city was first being built. I had a hand building a lot of the place, a lot of the buildings that are here, especially specifically in the High Terrace and the Noble Terrace. I was not the one that made this maze, but I did have a hand in part of it, which is a reason that the guards all know me, because I know how to get out of this place if I ever wanted to. And so all of the guards need to know me so that they can stop me from getting out of here. It is a very common experience for a new guard to start working, and the guards to take the new guard to food delivery, And then whenever I walk up, they go, "That is Max. Do not let him escape. He knows the way out." So yeah, it's not something that I can do, unfortunately. But yeah, so
Cue Hawthorn looking thoroughly unimpressed and also slightly angry.
So part of my curse is inexperience or inexpertise with my craft. I have all the knowledge that I need for the work for architecture, but I just don't have the ability. I can't do it. I know it, I can't do it. It's hard to explain other than that. I received the curse as a punishment along with my prison sentence, as being the figurehead, like the spearhead of an attempted coup back when the elves first started doing the clipping and all of that. After my revolt, I decided that it was too much work. I'm not going to do it again. But obviously it's too late. Yeah, I'm in prison, and I was cursed just to live alone and wander for all my days. Last month, some people came up to me in prison, and I thought they were other inmates, but apparently they had snuck into the prison. Not an easy feat, but they snuck into the prison without signing the anti-magic agreements. And once they found me, they used a little bit of magic to get into my head and kind of retrieve the knowledge that I have about how the castle was constructed and how like other buildings were constructed. Basically, just find out all the secret passageways and stuff that they could.
Great.
So they did that. They left me after they did that. Against my will, I will say, I did not want them to do that. That was a really unpleasant experience for me. I was not complicit in this. But they left me a bag of coins, and he pulls out a small bag of coins that's like 10 silver or something like that, is what it sounds like. And he kind of shakes it and is like, "What am I going to do with these? Like, I'm in prison. I can't buy things." So he just kind of puts it back in his pocket, and then he goes, "They left me that bag, and in that bag also was a letter from some K person. And K said that something was going to change. Like the words he used were, something is going to change soon. Your plight has not been forgotten." I don't really know what that means, nor do I know why they needed the maps, but I know they gave me that. They also dropped a bit of stone as they were running away from me. They also dropped a bit of stone that, from my architectural days, I know traces back to desert wastes. It'd be from, which was it, north or south? I think it was south. I think it traces back to the south central ruins. I can't remember whether it was south or north, but it was one of the central ruins of the desert wastes.
Mm. And that's all.
That's all I know about Kay, yeah. Never met the guy, never heard of him. This is my first interaction with him. Was not pleasant, would not recommend, would not do it again if given any option. Like, I don't like having my head messed with. I kind of am. I might be a teenager in this body, and there might be hormones going off, making me be like, nobody understands me. But also, I don't want people in my head to understand me, because I got a lot of shit up there that I don't want people knowing, and I don't like it when people. No, I hate it. It's bad. No.
Right. What do you think, Gale?
Wait, are y'all with Kay? And he kind of takes a big step back.
No, we're with someone strictly against him.
Yeah, we are strictly
Okay, good.
against.
Yeah.
We are looking for K to oppose him.
Okay. Well, I think the best bet would probably be Desert Waste. I mean, that's where the rubble came from.
All right.
Other than that, I don't really know much about it at all.
It also explains the figure I saw when I was with the guards. They didn't seem to see him. But... Right, so you know everything, you just can't do it, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna need you to give me the lowdown about the castle.
Okay, if I do that, that is treason, and it is a capital offense, meaning they will remove the curse and actually kill me. And as much as this is hell, I'm pretty sure that if I died, I wouldn't be going to a good place. I'd probably go to a lower realm, and I don't want that. That would be worse than this. So, no.
Great.
Right now I have immortality, so I know that, like, yeah, you can torture me, but, like, I know I'm not gonna die. So, I'm perfectly okay not doing that right now.
She looks to Gale, just like, well, what are we doing now?
I really do wish I could help you, but, like, I don't want to die, so
No, yeah.
that's gonna be a no.
Your position makes sense. You don't need to worry, Max.
Okay, good.
Well, like...
Well, what are we doing now?
I suppose we just gotta wait for the trial date. Hope everything comes out with that. From what we could gather...
And she turns around to, like, a pouch that's, like, strapped to her thigh. And she's gonna pull out one of her inkwells. And dip her claw into it and start... She begins to write into college, and then she goes, shit, barrier, can't read that, fuck. And then she, like, starts to write in common. And she's just gonna give a lowdown of the information that we got from Max.
Okay, cool, you got a letter with that all on it?
Yep, she basically just flipped his own letter back over and then wrote on the back and then put it back in there.
Yeah. So now you have an envelope containing a letter.
Yep.
Yep. And now we wait.
Yeah.
Alright, next day, delivery happens.
Well, I spent 4 days staying at the inn and finishing the fun gauntlets for Gale with their room slot.
Cool. Hawthorn, sorry, I haven't done DMing bit, so I'm trying to remember names. So Hawthorn, next day food delivery comes. I assume that you're wanting to pass the letter along through that.
Yep.
The person on duty will look at you kind of hesitantly and make a persuasion check.
Oh no.
Well, she's not terrible at persuasion.
I know, but you're mean.
Not all the time.
And maybe you should have had Gale give the letter. He's nicer.
Not bad.
If you're
15.
doing a persuasion check, I could provide the help action. Give you advantage.
I got a 15.
Your call. I won't tell you whether it succeeds or not until after you decide whether you're going to take the help.
I mean,
Sure. Yeah, she'll take the help.
It can't get worse.
Yeah, she'll take the help. Oh! Yeah, 15.
15? Alright, so the guard goes, alright, fair enough. Takes the letter from you.
That'll be going to a goat man.
Gotcha, okay.
By the name of...
Barugur, right?
Oh, so you know him. Sure, yes.
Yeah.
He's the one.
Goat man, famous goat man in town, like, everyone knows about him, so...
I'm not. I didn't.
I'm not from here, so I don't quite know about him, but...
Yeah. Alright, so I take it to Barugur, just give it to him, that's it?
Yep.
Alrighty, can do. He walks back. Barugur, you do not receive a letter.
No, damn it.
Yeah, so next six or so days pass, basically the end of the week. Y'all are let out through the food delivery stuff. You're let out to the jailhouse. Your contracts are voided as your time has been up. You see them move the contracts from the wastebasket into a bucket next to it that is filled with some orange liquid. They drop it in. As the scrolls fall into the orange liquid, it just kind of stops for a second, unrolls, slides in, and then you see a puff of smoke pop out. Green smoke. Same happens with Gale's pop out. And you feel...
Yeah. I was gonna say, for those like days in prison or whatever, could I like train something like trying to up my strength or something a little bit? Like where
yeah, you can
or something. Like I probably
you can spar with Hawthorn.
Yeah, y'all can spar.
Yeah, cool.
I'm not gonna say that in 6 days you increase your strength stat.
No, I'm not. I'm saying it's like a beginning of work towards an increase. I'm not expecting +1 strength or anything.
Yeah, sure. Hawthorn will spar with you.
You prep for your ability score increase. Coming at 8th level. Y'all are 6th level, right?
We are.
No, we're 5th.
You're 5th? Oh, okay. Man, I flow with giving y'all a level up. Alright. Well, so yeah, y'all are led to, after that, y'all are led to the, forget how Pyro is set up. Y'all are led to the
human courthouse, right?
Yeah, you were led to Commoner's Court in the Noble Terrace. So you go up 2 terraces to the Noble Terrace and into the Commoner's Courthouse. There is a lumberjack dad bod looking dwarf. Not a dwarf.
Lumberjack dad bod looking dwarf.
Dad bod looking human sitting at the judgment seat. Beside him is a witness stand. Then there's a jury of 12 random individuals. There's 2 dwarves, there's 3 elves, there's 3 humans, and there is a changeling and a cat.
Oh, Jeremiah?
Yes.
By the way, after I finished Gale's gauntlets, I'm going to start working on a focus rune for arcane magic.
Okay. Can do.
And because I already know the results of the trial, I'm just going to keep working.
Okay. So yeah, Gale, you are up first because you have the least charges compared to Hawthorn. So you are up first. Your trial begins, and you are asked, do you want to represent yourself, or do you want to have representation given to you, provided to you by the court?
Take the representation. It's never a good thing. You don't go by yourself to court. It's always bad.
Yeah.
So you are asking court representation?
Yes, I am.
Cool. All right. So you sit down again, and after a minute, a gnome walks in to sit next to you, and opens up a briefcase, has tons of files in it. He reaches around and goes, Gale. Gale? Gale.
Yes,
Gale.
indeed.
Gale. Alright, pulls out your file, flips through it for a second, and then goes, oh, this one's easy. Plea is not guilty, Your Honor. The human goes, not guilty. Alright, we are at Gale. Cool. Plaintiff. You see K. Roland sitting next to another gnome. The gnome stands up and says, "Your Honor, we would like to retract. We would like to ask for fair treatment of the defendant in accordance with our litigation." And the judge looks at him and then goes, "All right, not guilty. Next one." All right. Then it goes through.
Gale is in there for like all of 5 minutes.
Hey, yo,
Yes,
speed
literally.
run, baby.
Gale goes, Kuda goes, Henrietta goes, Hawthorn, you are pulled into the stand. Each of you are asked, do you want to represent yourself, or would you like court representation to be given to you?
Take the court representation.
Yeah.
All right. A gnome walks in, sits down next to you, opens up his briefcase. Hawthorn. Hawthorn? Hawthorn.
I'm not sure how you know that name, but yes.
Hawthorn. Pulls open a file. Flips through for a second. Oh, this one's going to be easy. All right. Your Honor, we would like to plead not guilty on all charges. Then the plaintiff, who is K. Roland, says, Your Honor, we would like to ask for fair treatment of the first 2 charges, but on the charge of assault, we would like to ask for normal treatment, if you will, for our litigation, Your Honor.
This plaintiff was like, damn it, this is almost the easiest job of my life.
Yes.
Hawthorn is just looking very confused and like slightly like, what did you do at K. Roland?
And
Yeah,
K. Roland is looking back with like a wouldn't you like to know weather boy look.
Yeah, because I did say that I didn't put the
Yeah.
I didn't tell him about the corruption because I didn't want that going through the guard.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, she has no idea that he pled, that he paid them off, and she's just like, the fuck is going on? I did assault. Like in her head, she's going, what the fuck is going on? I did assault this man.
yeah, so the judge goes, all right, we find the defendant not guilty on counts of I find the defendant not guilty on accounts of trespass and on accounts of forgery. However, there is still the case of assault. How would the defendant like? Would the defendant like to change their plea, knowing the normal treatment will be given? And the defendant, the gnome, stands up next to you and goes, "Your Honor, I would like a moment to consider, if you will. Can I have a 5-minute recess, please? Just to meet with my client and discuss options." The judge goes, "Yep, 5-minute recess." And then the gnome kind of turns to you and goes, all right, so, not sure
What is happening here?
Well, okay, so between you and me, there's a decent amount of corruption in politics when it surrounds K. Roland. He's a pretty well-known figure in the town, so we do what we can to like make him like satisfied with our work, because that's a long story. I don't need to explain it all to you, but
I
actually,
should have knowing this. Okay, what is it?
so
I with all
essentially there was a note in your file that said that you are going to be given a not guilty sentence, innocent on all counts. So treat it as that. I was not thinking that we would have to actually argue on the assault charge, but that makes sense if you actually did assault him. Which I am not allowed to answer.
She's going to, like, they're whispering back and forth, and she's just going to go, well, I came into this trial planning to plead guilty, however, but this is apparently turning around. So what is the normal treatment for assault?
Okay, so normal treatment for assault. You were being tried for assault in the 3rd degree. I don't think they would ever be able to make it a 2nd degree. 2nd degree usually is only whenever there is actual battery involved. You don't have a charged battery, so I don't think there's any evidence for that. So I think you would have a 3rd degree charge if you were to plead either case. So worst case scenario, you get 2nd degree. 2nd degree is 2nd degree is a year in prison, and the plaintiff gets to ask a request, whether that be a fine of no more than 30 gold or an additional 5 months. Likely, I could get it dropped down if you pled guilty. I could get it dropped down to no required jail time. It would be down to the plaintiff what he would ask of you. But it would not be any more than a year in prison or a fine of 20 gold. Knowing K. Roland, he doesn't like putting people in prison. I think that would probably be your best bet. So you probably would end up having like a fine of 20 gold or something similar. Just kind of depends on.
And 3rd degree?
3rd degree is that's what I just said. It's like I can get it down to 3rd degree, which would be a year or 20 gold, or another request that the court deems to be less severe.
Well, there was no battery involved, I can assure you.
So then there wouldn't be a 2nd degree.
No.
I just have to tell you in case it goes wrong. Like I have to tell you as your legal advisor, like what the possibilities are.
All right.
I don't think.
I plan to plead guilty.
Okay. All right, we can do that.
All right.
By the way, I don't think the truth matters here. I think he is the truth.
Yeah, pretty much. But Hawthorn is like ready to like accept whatever judgment they decide. He came in this expecting, I did shit, I fucked up, I will deal with it. And this is happening, and now she's confused.
All right, so Your Honor, we would like to plead guilty on the charge of assault, and we would like to request that the punishment as a plea deal with the plaintiff. We only are found guilty of a 3rd degree charge, not a 2nd degree charge.
Everyone's like, joke on you, bitch. It's a 1st degree.
And the gnome on the plaintiff side says, Your Honor, that would be satisfactory to my client. And the judge goes, very well. The defendant is found guilty of 3rd degree, not 2nd degree assault. Punishment is, sorry, I gotta read where it says the punishment on this. Okay, penalty will be up to the plaintiff, but can be no more severe than a year of prison or a fine of up to 20 gold. Okay, Roland will stand up and say, for the penalty, the punishment I choose is you will either give me an apology for assaulting me, or, and my phone's going off, 1 second. You will either be given, or, sorry, I got thrown off by the phone call because I was from my mom.
Yeah.
1 second to make sure she's okay.
Alright, you're gonna have to suck up your pride and apologize for something. Is Hawthorn gonna be able to do this?
Well, knowing what she knows now that he's not the actual K, then yeah.
Right, so the penalty I choose is you will either give me an apology or lose your right arm.
Oh god! How is that less severe than 20 gold?
Your punishment is either to let go of your pride or to keep it and take the cost that goes with it. I would personally much prefer the apology.
How is that equal to a year in prison?
Does this satisfy the court? And the judge looks over to the jury. The jury talk to one another, And then one of the people in the jury stand up and says, Your Honor, since the apology is incredibly simple, we believe that the apology is perfectly acceptable. And since the plaintiff gave a choice of apology or a more severe choice, we believe that since there is the option of a less severe choice, this is satisfactory to the court. The judge says, Very well, defendant, which would you prefer?
Take my arm.
There is an obvious choice here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just kind of is thinking to herself for a moment. Not in a lose my pride kind of sense, but in a more of how am I gonna do this? I will submit to the apology.
Very well. Plaintiff, if you'll step forward, please. Carolyn walks to the front of the court. Defendant, you may apologize. And Carolyn just kind of crosses his arms and looks at you.
Hawthorn, looks down for a moment, takes a deep breath, and looks up. I apologize formally for the mistreatment of a situation of which I misjudged, and for grabbing you at your shirt collar.
I appreciate that. I really do. Your Honor, that is satisfactory to my request. Punishment has been dealt. Thank you. The judge says, All right, next case. You were dismissed. And you are dismissed as you start to get up with the gnome. As the gnome starts to lead you out, Carolyn says, Ma'am, if you'll wait for a second. And he holds out a piece of paper and says, I know that was difficult. I appreciate what you said. And I want you to know I forgive you. In the future, keep in mind, not everyone is against you. There are people out there that want to help you with things.
Yes.
I'm sorry that I gave a bad impression on our first meeting. I wish it hadn't happened like that. If you will take this, it'll help you when you need it, and you'll know when you need it.
She'll raise her eyebrow, but take it.
He hands you a piece of paper. If you want to look at it, I'll tell you what's going on.
Yeah, she'll look at it.
Make me a perception check. Because as you look at it, you'll notice that something changes.
Wow! Thank you, Hawthorn. Guys, damn!
Is that good or bad?
24.
You'll notice as you look at it that the paper, the change that occurs is the actual color of the parchment itself changes. It changes from a darker to a lighter shade of pale as you hold it. It apparently is not just a normal piece of paper. You have a piece of paper now that does something unknown. And Carolyn,
there's nothing written on it?
Carolyn looks at you and says, like I said, you'll know when you need it. Now, if you'll excuse me. And he walks past you out the door.
Alright, that's odd. And she'll fold it up and put it in her journal, actually.
Only you're the party member that has the identify spell.
Right.
Y'all are all released and are free to go.
Surprisingly, they didn't take our fake IDs.
Hey, Jeremiah.
Yes?
Let's go. My audio just screwed up. Very cool. My internet. It's all frozen. I'm gonna pause recording for now.
Doesn't take 2 days.
Yeah, no, it's gonna take more than that.
Sorry about that. My internet screwed up or something, and the entire thing froze for me. Just like the last 15 seconds or something.
You're still a little robot.
Yeah.
I'd imagine my internet's not that great. I'll turn off my camera, see if that hopefully helps a little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, the Shia LaBeouf mask, motherfucker.
Are you still recording?
Yes, I am still going. There's just like a 15, 20 second or so gap of that got missed.
Alright, so y'all are all free, and Hawthorn got a magic piece of paper.
Yep. I got that. Alright, I guess we should probably go with Barugur. Go find him.
Bear's not here, we're just kind of... Well...
I'm not gonna say y'all are forced to go anywhere. I'm just saying, like, y'all are free. Y'all can do it. Whatever you want.
Go back to jail.
Well, I don't think these will be getting us anywhere anymore, and she kind of holds up the ID.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play with much risky business past that anymore now. We don't have any more reason to try to get any more use out of them anyway. We've got our next target at a different location now.
We kind of do. We know where they're going, and we're not allowed up there.
I mean, I know one person that is.
I might be wrong. Remind me if is there any...
Congrats, you're allowed to go alone.
Is there any strings?
What do you want?
I also want. Also, we know someone that can make fake IDs too.
No?
Okay, Roland.
Well...
K. Roland has a fake ID.
At this point, K. Roland will walk up to Gale and Hawthorn and the rest of them that are standing by the courthouse, and just kind of go, are y'all caught up on the situation? I know that Barugur sent something for y'all to find Max. Did y'all find Max?
We did.
I feel that some things were left out, but that was because people, were looking through the letters.
Okay, so you need to go talk to Barugur then. I think I've caught him up with everything. But it just kind of up to y'all where you go with it. So,
Alright.
yeah, good luck.
Thank you, sir.
He actually.
I don't believe these will be getting us much of anywhere, and where we're going, we might need them. And she just kind of takes the fake one and just kind of snaps it.
And he goes, what do you mean you'll need them?
It seems they are heading directly for the capital.
Oh, no. That already happened. That's why I sent y'all to Max, so that you would find where they're going next.
Yes, and that's
why I threw you all into jail rather than waiting it, because it already happened. Like, it happened like a day before I sent you all into prison, because I couldn't wait around anymore.
That was the only information he gave us.
No, he got the brick. The brick information.
The what?
The brick Max noticed. It came that Caveman dropped.
Hawthorn has a memory blub where she kind of has a flashback to where Max said, yeah, I found a piece of rubble that pointed to this south central section of the ruins of the desert wastes.
Oh, then I suppose we won't need that.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure, because I didn't think you would need any, but I could have some made if you still needed them. I wanted to make sure.
No, we're actually heading in the opposite direction. Now that I think about it.
Okay.
And I wanted to stop by Black Flint.
Well, if you need anything, let me know. I'm on your side on this.
All right,
I
that's
don't
good
like
to
pay
hear.
anymore.
Good to know, guys. We have a mob boss on our side.
Wow.
We're the good guys. We have a
Right.
mob boss.
Well, let's spray our ship still there.
We have a godfather that Pyro assaulted.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, he forgave them for that. He forgave
I
her
know.
for that.
But she has now been tried and found guilty of assault on the Otta Grandpa. Just want to put that out there.
She pled guilty. She fully intended to plead guilty.
I know. I'm just saying, it's now technically official that you assaulted an old man.
Yep.
Okay. And
No, it's just funny.
okay. Well, I believe we'll be heading out now. And she looks to Gale.
Yep, I believe we shall as well. I phrased that absolutely terribly. God, I too believe that we shall be heading out. Ugh, English.
Don't worry about it. You're still working on Takaj anyway. And I guess she'll start walking back to the inn.
You're not gonna find Barracuda there.
Nope. But she does need to get her room in order.
Okay, so you reserved. I did write it down. You reserved 2 days, Hawthorn.
Yeah,
Yep.
you don't have a room.
So you don't have a room anymore.
I reserved a week.
No,
did-
but there were some things
Right.
in the room which they should have cleaned out before.
No, if you remember the discussion that you had with the innkeeper, anything that was in your room that stayed in your room became the possessions of the next owner. of that.
Hey Jeremiah.
Alright, then I'll be needing to
Jeremiah?
speak to the owner of my room.
You
Hey
did
Jeremiah.
specify that you took all of your stuff with you, though.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, I was about to say, hey Jeremiah. By the way, I was gonna ask you how much Hawthorn's room was.
Oh, okay. If you want to just reserve that works too.
No. I was going to like the day Hawthorn got arrested. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna reserve the room after her, just so I become the legal owner of all her stuff.
Well,
Yes.
I took all my shit, so
Do you tell that to the innkeeper?
Yeah, I was like, you mentioned that if I bought the next owner of the room becomes the legal owner of everything in that room.
That's true.
Is there anything left in Hawthorn's room?
I'm not allowed to enter rooms without the owner's permissions until their lease is up. So
How
there
much is
might
the
be.
day after?
The day after,
Yeah, the day after her thing is.
it'd be 2 silver.
I'm gonna toss him 2 silver.
He pockets the 2 silver and goes, "Alright,
wait.
your next list."
I'm gonna just real quick go by everyone's rooms and take all their shit into my room just so it doesn't get taken.
Alrighty. So yeah, you get Gale's stuff. Gale's stuff does also expire, so you take all of his stuff into your room.
Yeah.
But you are not legally the owner of it. But you become the legal owner of all of Hawthorn's stuff.
If she didn't take it with her.
Yep.
yeah.
Wait, no, didn't we get arrested in the tavern?
Yes.
So,
She did mention that she took all of her stuff with her because of like nighttime robbers or like.
Yeah, if she goes out, she takes everything with her. Unless specifically you guys don't know she's going out, in which case she leaves some things, but...
did you leave anything? I just want to know if I'm the legal owner of any of your possessions.
Is there anything that she would have left? Let me check.
Yeah, check her inventory.
One of
I
her-
love the image of
Yeah.
Hawthorn in prison with her suitcase.
Well, she doesn't really carry much. She's a far traveler and she's a drifter, so...
Did she carry another set of clothes that she might have left in her room so that Barracuda can dress up as Hawthorn?
Sure.
I'm now the legal owner of your second pair of clothes.
Yep.
You're gonna have to
And
buy those best two silver
Oh.
ever
and a vial of blood.
Oh, yeah, okay.
spent. Barracuda's just gonna like see the vial of blood and like he's gonna look at the bar owner like, what the fuck?
He's gonna be like, I don't know, man, that's not mine.
I don't want to take the stopper off because I feel like it's. He's gonna like swish it. Does it seem like it's old blood or is it new blood?
It's still liquid.
I know, but is it like goopy, like been there for a while liquid, or is it...
It's been there for a little bit.
It's not fresh and warm.
No, it's not.
coagulates.
It's not fresh. It's definitely not.
Because blood coagulates after a little bit.
It's not fresh and warm, but it's also still delicious.
I'm delicious. Is that? I'm just gonna like pocket the vial of blood, and then just have Hawthorn's clothes and be like, yeah. And if Hawthorn wants this stuff back from us, he's gonna have to buy it for 3 silver.
Alrighty. So you get all stuff, and
Yeah.
the rest of y'all's rooms, just as a heads up, you have one more day in them.
Oh well, so no, that would just be me.
Well, that would be you, Kuda, and Henrietta.
Yeah, those two and me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Barracuda's just working at the forge, working on making a runestone.
Okay.
Shit. And Hawthorn's gonna ask not knowing that Barracuda's taken her stuff, is just gonna ask, alright, well, who's the owner of my room now?
Another patron bought the room for a day after you had left. It is currently unowned, so you could see if any of your stuff is left after that patron, but that patron technically became the legal owner of all of the stuff that was left.
Alright, well, I would like to check then, please.
It'll be 2 silver.
We're running a racket.
Coughs up the 2 silver.
Alright, he takes the 2 silver, leads you up to the room, unlocks
I
it.
guess, Gale, it's worth noting. Gale, it's worth noting that your room expired.
She's gonna check under her bed for the vial of Gale's blood that she left.
It is gone.
Fuck.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Fuck!
No,
And
that-
she's going to, she's basically going to rip through the room, looking for it.
What are you gonna do with the fact that your stuff could technically legally be owned by someone else?
What?
Because
Oh, yeah.
Gale also lost his room.
Yeah, Gale, do you also do anything?
I would imagine I would do a similar thing, so I should probably mark off, or at least similar, and at least like trying to grab the room and see what happens, see if anything's left.
No one has rented that room out yet, so theoretically, your stuff could just still be there. Like, there shouldn't be anyone that has taken it.
All right, I'll go and give the 2 silver then.
Alright, then it is yours for a night.
All your stuff is gone.
And Hawthorn is going to go to Gale's room after not finding her the vial of his blood and go, shit, Gale, we have a problem.
What is it?
Someone took your vial.
All right.
You see, this is all new information.
They can trap you if they have chemomancy.
Meanwhile, Barracuda's just like carving a stone, like.
Yeah, no, but you didn't tell us this, so now we're legitimately freaking out.
Yeah, both of y'all's stuff is just gone.
Yeah, no, and that's a vial of Gale's blood, which Hawthorn was taking to use if we ever lost Gale and needed to find him. And so now she's legitimately freaking out that someone has his vial of blood.
Hey, you're no longer the legal owner of that vial of your friend's blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it also means that someone can track Gale if they need to, and she's very worried.
What are you gonna do?
Fucking, I don't know. Oh wait, yes I do know. She's gonna go back to her room and start looking to see if anything was left behind by that owner. Or she's basically trying to track the previous owner. I don't have advantage in because Barugur is a fae.
Oh god.
Jeremiah,
it's worth noting for when you set the DC. I just went in there, grabbed her stuff, and never went back in that room.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it.
No, but I'm basically trying to track you.
Did Barugur do anything with Gale?
Whether it's a footprint, a stick, or whatever.
I just went in your room, grabbed your stuff, and threw it in my room so no one else could take it.
Alright, cool.
I'm not the legal owner of your stuff.
But yeah, no, Hawthorn is legitimately, she doesn't know who it is, but she's trying to track down the previous owner of the room, which she has advantage in because they happen to be a fae.
Alright, go for it.
But Pyro, you might just get that it's a satyr because unless I like it, you drop
either way, I'm a fucking cat. I could scent your ass down.
Go for it, roll.
Come on, bad dice.
Huh. Is this a nature, survival?
I think this would be investigation.
Investigation?
Yeah, it'd be investigation.
Yeah, investigation.
Come on, Hawthorn, be dumb. Hey, Pyro, you should use the turtle dice for this roll.
I would let you, if you're going to be doing the sniffing stuff, I would let you use your survival stat. If you prefer.
Use my what?
Survival stat.
Alright.
It's worth noting for her trying to sniff.
Well, considering that they didn't leave anything, it would make sense that she would use her scent. But,
well, if it's scent tracking, it's worth noting I was in that room.
but I have advantage on investigation concerning fae fiends and undead. So.
Oh, on investigation, you said?
Investigation.
Okay, so then it would need to be investigation to get that advantage.
Yeah.
I don't think you could scent track me because it was 3 days ago. Sense fade, unless I was particularly rank that day.
How does a 22 sound?
A 22. So, what you get from the room is you get a lot of fur and feathers and goat hair from the party. You notice that some of that hair seems particularly new. The scent is a little bit more fresh than the rest of it. That is all you get. It does not necessarily mean that it was Barugur. It doesn't tell you that Barugur was in there after the thing was expired. It just says that. Actually, no, it doesn't say that it came in.
But I'm not getting any unfamiliar scents, am I?
Nope, none at all.
Exactly.
So either it was not someone else, or someone else was incredibly good about it and was doing it incredibly stealthily, which would mean that they were trying to do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Gale, without the knowledge, is gonna.
Figuring that.
Yeah.
First you go investigate Kuda. No, because Kuda was in there with them. No, the only one there was Barugur, so she's gonna go track down Barugur.
I was gonna say, Gale was gonna mention to Hawthorn that, like, hey, Barugur wasn't in the dungeon with us, so if nothing else, we can inquire to him if he happens to know anything about anything relating to our items going missing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all go.
I have a feeling he knows. And she's gonna go track him down.
Alright, he's at the art place.
You just see Barugur like hunched over a circular stone, just carving a rune in it.
Alright, what did you do with my shit?
He just like as you like said that softly, he's just like absolute focus, just carving.
Hey, Barugur, have you got a moment?
Barugur, if you have the vessel of blood, I need it back.
He's really focused at the moment.
Would I be able to? I'm gonna go up and tap Barugur's shoulder.
And he like turns around and like holds the chisel at you.
Hey, sorry.
Don't
Sorry if I
disturb
broke
him while he's
concentration.
working.
Sorry.
Say what?
We just noticed that the stuff in Hawthorn and I's rooms went missing and wanted to ask you real quick if you happen to have any information on the subject.
Oh, he does. He was the only one that wasn't in jail, and there were no unfamiliar scents in my room. That means it's him.
He points at Gale. I got your stuff out of your room before your ownership expired and moved them into my room. And you, lassie, can get your stuff back for 3 silver. And he goes back to his work.
Well, at least it's not in someone else's hand.
Yeah, that's good at least then. Alright, I'll wait till you're finished working then, Barugur, to get the rest of my stuff
And then he's
back.
like, oh wait, Gale, before I forget. And he goes and pulls something out of his bag. And then tosses these 2 bracers at you. Like, well, gauntlets, really.
Alright!
As they're dyed blue, carved with detailed with lightning and storms.
Very nice.
They have the they have the quartz grippers. And he's gonna say, by the way, what were you saying a second ago about the vial?
She just raises an eyebrow at you.
No. I need clarification. What are you asking about? I don't know anything about a vial. I just got a pair of your clothes out of there.
She looks a bit more stern at you. I know you're lying.
Give you an insight check.
With advantage because there were no unfamiliar scents in my room.
No, just normal.
No, this is just reading Barracuda's bullshitting you. This is just people reading.
Nat 20, bitch. Fuck you.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah.
Well, Nat 20. Not much you can do against that.
Pyro, why didn't you use the turtle dice on me?
Because fuck your turtle dice.
I'm sad. Those were a gift.
They were, but they immediately bit me in the ass.
You need to give them a second chance. They love you. They just need to show it.
Maybe later, but not for Hawthorn.
Use them for Magus.
Yeah, but I already have Magnus dice.
Dang it. You need to make a turtle character then.
Master Uruguay rises again. No.
Well,
I watched and a 3 last night.
So Hawthorn, Barracuda's trying to fuck with you. He knows exactly what you're talking about. So he's confused about it.
I know you're lying.
Well, like I said, 3 silver for your stuff, lassie, and then he's gonna go back to working as I assume Gale's poring over his new fancy enchanted gauntlets.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey Gale, would you mind submitting to another vial?
Yeah, I believe I'd be fine too.
Gale, you're gonna notice something strange on the gauntlet, back towards a little bit behind where the wrist should be. There looks to be a circular slot that looks about the same size as the runestone that Barracuda is currently making.
Alright.
Hawthorn will pull out some of her bandages and gently hold out her hand and take out a vial.
Yeah. Gale will pause for a moment.
That's how you get that.
Yeah, Gale will pause for a moment from looking at the thing and hold his own paw and arm out to Hawthorn.
Yep, and she just gently nicks your wrist and then lets you bleed into the vial for a little bit, and then stops it with her thumb and wraps your wrist up. Good. And as long as that one doesn't lose the other half, glares at Barrier, you should be fine.
Alright.
And now I shall go clothes shopping. And she refuses to buy her shit back from Barracuda.
My God, you're spending so much more money. Hawthorn is one petty son of a gun.
I'm giving you a good deal. 3 silver for a pair of lightly used travel clothes that are your exact size? That's a steal.
She's not gonna buy her shit back from me.
Come on, you know you should.
No. You mentioned Hawthorn's pride, and she's not above doing other things around for petty shit.
Yeah, your clothes are worth 2 gold.
I have enough for that. She'll mark off 2 gold and then get herself some different clothes.
Petty. I thought I was bad for spending 2 silver to be petty.
Man.
Yeah, no, she'll... And now I get to redesign Hawthorn's clothes. Hell yeah.
You're gonna draw more Hawthorn art?
More Hawthorn art. No. Not legitimately. But she is definitely getting some new clothes. It's been a while since she's bought herself some new clothes anyway, so she'd probably just treat herself and get some different clothes.
You find a nice set of clothes that have an H on them.
Have a what?
Have an H on them. There's like a special store that has like alphabetical, common alphabetical clothes. It's in a set called Common Clothes. And they cost as much as Traveler's Clothes because they basically are Traveler's Clothes. But they're Traveler's Clothes that have letters of common on them. So you find one that has the first letter of Hawthorn.
She wouldn't take ones that have like the big H on the front, but she'd like if it's just on the sleeve or something, she'd take it. But she's not that prideful. She just, you know.
She's not Superman.
She's not Superman. But she's not above having
Best Buy employee.
Best Buy employee. No. Anyways, but yeah, she goes and gets herself some new clothes.
Cool. Alrighty.
Alright, I guess we all finish out the day doing whatever. Gale gets his clothes back by the end of the day. And I guess does what he needs, like, throughout. Will do what he needs throughout before heading to bed or whatever to, like, attune to the item. Because I'm assuming it's an attunement magic item.
I'm looking to Barracuda for that one.
Yeah, because I don't know the stats of it, so I would have to be reminded of it. So.
Where is it? I sent it to Jeremiah. And he just sent it to my good man. Things look spicy.
Yep.
Can you reply to the message so that I can see it all?
There we go.
I'm just like. But yeah, so you long rest, you attune to them, you have a good night's sleep, and that will be where we end this session off.
Nice.
All right. Now I guess the next session would pick up with us getting on the boat and heading wherever else now.
Trying to figure out if your boat's still there because you parked it in 2 spaces, then one of them wasn't previously there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to somehow get the boat.
Yep. Then again, if our boat's not there, how are they going to tax us?
Well, the thing is, Pyro, if the boat's not there, how are we going to get to the desert islands?
Again, if the boat's not there, we don't have to pay the fee because there's no boat.
I'd rather have the boat than not pay the fee.
Yeah.
Pinky just waddles up and is like, "Hello, I am back."
I'm just gonna call Pinky.
Well, I did pay him to take Oswin back.
Yeah, no, he's not. No, they're not bad.
I mean,
If that happens-
assuming some thievery or something didn't go on, I think the ship should be there. We just have to pay for the 2 slots.
Hey, hear me out.
If the
If
ship's
our
not
boat's
there,
gone, I have a plan if our boat's gone. So we're gonna go to Loch of Flint. We're gonna book a charter to Loch of Flint Island. I'm gonna hook up with some craftsmen. We're gonna make an enchanted boat. Then we're going to tell them to send the bill to the guild, and then we're gonna go off on our merry adventure.
Well, we are also on a time limit, so
I was about to say that'll take more than a while.
It'll
I'm
take a
down to
couple
do
months.
that after our time limit, but we are
Just
on
a
a
few
time
months.
limit at the moment.
Just a few months of downtime. That's all it'll take.
Just a few months of downtime is all it'll take for our antagonist to win.
It'll be fine. Jeremiah wouldn't make things go on while we're not around, right? Totally. That's not what a DM would do. He'd make pause the plot for us.
The world's
Dude,
entire
that's literally what I
static.
did.
It's like a
That's
video
literally
game.
what I did.
What
Had
you're
y'all
doing-
thought of the time, you could have stopped the castle stuff from happening or learned more about it, but you didn't catch it in time, and so it just happened.
So, guys, look.
Literally, how would we learn more about it?
Yeah.
Time passes.
1, by not assaulting Carol, and 2, by following the people in the castle better, and 3, there were several instances of groups that you could have seen. Like, there was a group of humans in the elven place which you sat next to, when there's also a group of dwarves in an elven establishment eating food next to elves.
You didn't mention the dwarves.
I did.
He did.
Yeah, I did. And you'll
I
just be
was
like, that's normal, it's fine.
I would have socialized with them if I was there, but I was working. But,
Oh,
Pyro?
I feel good.
Pyro,
now.
everyone knows
We had our
as long as you're
reasons
doing
to
the
go
side
against
quests,
that.
as long as you're doing side quests, the main plot doesn't progress. You have to be doing the main plot quest for it to progress, right? That's how that works. It's like,
Absolutely.
it's like Skyrim. Nothing happens if you don't do it.
Stuff will happen. If you take like 3 months to get to the desert wastes, you will probably get to the desert wastes and find nothing, and you'll be lost.
You boy.
You boy.
It should theoretically take you about a month to get to the so yeah.
Well, good session, everybody.
Yep.
Damn, the one session Hawthorn's dice give me good rolls.
Yeah, you should just use turtle dice from now on.
No. Hawthorn's dice have finally accepted me. I'm gonna use them.
Yeah, but now you need to make the turtle dice accept you.
I'll work on that some other time.
All right, I'm gonna go into the recording. Good session, y'all.
Woo!